Good afternoon, colleagues, and thank you for taking the time out to watch this video presentation I've prepared for you today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Linda and my teaching methods are business management and accounting. The purpose of this presentation is to reinforce the importance of a learning theory we should all be familiar with, and that theory is called Constructivism. Today I will be discussing my personal beliefs about teaching and learning and the factors that influence these. I'll also talk about how my beliefs tie in with the theory of constructivism. In an attempt to highlight the implications of constructivism in the classroom, I've gathered evidence outlining the advantages and disadvantages of this theory. I hope you enjoy. Before I begin today's presentation, I would like to provide some background information about constructivism for those of you who have forgotten or aren't as familiar with the theory. A Swiss psychologist by the name of Jean Piaget did extensive study in the field of cognitive development, from which he developed an understanding of the impact constructivism plays on learning acquisition. Piaget suggested that teachers must employ a curriculum that abides by constructivist principles. Basically meaning students should play an active role in their learning process and construct their own understanding of information based on their life experiences. Ultimately, constructivism will enable higher order thinking to take place, and this is the ultimate goal of any classroom. I guess the main reason I feel so passionately about making sure constructivism is incorporated in classrooms is because as a student, I never really learned well through lecture style teaching methods, and as a result, I often zoned out. I was easily distracted during class and became really disengaged from my lessons. I believe a big reason my teaching methods are business-based is because these were the classes that I experienced the smallest amount of direct teaching styles in school. We often had to collaborate in business and were placed in groups to complete tasks as a team, and this made learning really interesting for me. Other subjects, more often than not, were just boring, and I felt like it was a waste of time to go to class because I was stripped of my independence as a student and I wasn't being taught how to learn for myself. I've identified 3 key features that constructivism addresses that I find to be very important for teachers to acknowledge. The first one is that in addition to learning course content, students are taught how to learn and acquire an understanding of material for themselves. The second point is that constructivism enables an effective pedagogy as it encourages teamwork and collaboration to take place. Finally, students are all different and there's not a specific teaching style that will nurture learning in every single student. This is when constructivist principles become valuable as students are provided with the opportunity to learn in a way that works best for them. I'll now start going through the reasons constructivism is beneficial for students. Firstly, it encourages the growth of student self-esteem as they collaborate. This predisposes students to participating more in class discussions and they become more motivated to learn. Constructivism also recognises that students are active learners in which information is acquired through self-directed research and problem solving, which again supports the growth of motivation in students as they experience a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. Finally, constructivism supports collaboration in the classroom. When students share ideas and compare their work with each other, the information being acquired receives a deeper level of processing, which ultimately will enable more effective retrieval and memory of information. In my classroom, I'll make collaboration a priority and consistently offer group work to students. Hopefully this will encourage thoughtful discussions amongst students. Constructivism is not a perfect theory, and like many others, it has some limitations. One of which is that constructivism does not work well if there is no prior knowledge of a particular topic, and is heavily reliant upon pre-existing concepts that often need to be taught through a lecture-style presentation. Another limitation is that when direct instruction is completely dismissed in the classroom, students may go off on a tangent and incorrectly learn topics or acquire a knowledge that is irrelevant to the course content. Therefore, as teachers, we must provide students with enough initial learning, whether that be through a PowerPoint presentation or a lecture-style presentation, before we start employing constructivist methods in our classrooms. That brings us to the end of my presentation. I feel very strongly that constructivism is where 21st century education is headed, and therefore it's important for us teachers to learn how to adopt it into our classes. I hope you all enjoyed this presentation and walk away with a more thorough understanding of the importance of implementing constructivist principles in the classroom. Thank you for watching.